So this is my Apple IIGS from 1986, a machine that will be turning 40 this year in September. I got it a little over a decade ago, and throughout all that time, I never got a chance to try out GSOS on this thing, which is Apple's lesser-known operating system from the late 80s that, in some ways, is actually more advanced than early versions of the classic Mac OS. Now, the reason why I never got around to trying it on here is because it just wasn't compatible. You see, this 2GS is one of the early Wozniak limited edition models, which basically means that it has this fancy printing of Steve Wozniak's signature. It's not actually signed by him, but it's still pretty cool. And they did this for the first 50,000 Apple 2GSs that were ever produced, which means that this has the original factory ROM on it that GSOS is not compatible with. It requires ROM version 01, which, despite the name, is actually the second release. Now, this was a free upgrade back then, but you would have to take your machine into an Apple dealer and have them swap out the ROM for you, and I guess the original owner of this one just never got around to doing that. But thankfully, I found out not too long ago that there are people creating reproduction ROMs for this thing to get it up to ROM 01, so you can run GSOS and all of the other software that requires it. So, you already know what I had to do. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. So we're going to get started by cracking open this thing, which is extremely easy. You don't even need to have a screwdriver or any tools for that matter. You just literally press in on these two tabs on the back, lift up, and the entire cover just pops right off. I know, can you believe Apple used to make computers that were actually easy to get inside? But yeah, so we've got access to the entire computer here, and I believe this chip right here is our ROM chip. So we're going to focus on that, and yep, it says ROM right there, so that's what we want to swap out. And here is the ROM upgrade chip. Now, I got this off of eBay from a company called My Retro Store, and what's interesting is you can see that the actual ROM is contained on this AMD chip, and then it's just connected to this adapter that connects to the Apple 2GS. So it looks like there's a little bit of styrofoam on these pins here. Let me go ahead and clean that off. Alright, that's a lot better. Now, I don't think it matters which way you put this in. I don't see any like markings on here to kind of orient it with the rest of the board, but I'm just going to have it so that the text on the chip is in the same orientation as this one here. So we're going to put it in like this. And to get the old one out, I'm just going to use this metal tool here, and we're going to kind of just reach underneath the side here and kind of gently just pry up on it, and then we'll go to the other side and just kind of work its way out here. And I think we got it. So yeah, I was trying to be very careful there not to bend any of these pins, and you see they all still look straight. And then we're going to get our new one and line up the pins with the holes on the socket and just slowly press it into place. And I think we got it. So let's go ahead and pop our front cover back on and see if this thing actually boots into GSOS without giving us an error message. Right after a quick word from today's video sponsor, Ugreen, whose new Nexode Pro 160-watt charger is easily the coolest way to juice up your devices, because it has this retractable 2.3-foot USB-C cable built in, which can be extended to 8 different lengths so you can easily adjust it to fit your workspace. Not only is it very satisfying to play with, but more importantly, it means that you'll never have to worry about forgetting your charging cable ever again. But if you're like me and always have a bunch of cables with you anyway, the Nexode Pro can be your single charging brick. It's got a USB-A and 2 USB-C ports on the front, allowing you to connect up to 4 devices simultaneously, whether that's a laptop, a phone, or something in between. It's also got a cool little display up top that shows you your current charging status and how much power each port is currently drawing. The built-in cable can carry 140 watts, which can charge a MacBook Pro from 0 to 55% in only about 30 minutes. And with 160 watts of total output, you can even charge 2 laptops at the same time. And if you need even more power, their Nexode Pro 300-watt desktop charger has 8 ports and can sit nicely on your desk with its included stand. Both of these chargers work with Ugreen's mobile app that lets you adjust charging modes, change the screen brightness, and check on your device's charging status remotely. And right now, you can pick either one of these up for a discount just by clicking the link down below. So be sure to check them out, and huge thanks again to you, Green, for making this video possible. Alright, we have it turned on, and that's a great sign right there, ROM version 01. And there we go, welcome to the 2GS. Oh my gosh, that actually worked. Alright, here we are on the desktop, so it looks to have loaded everything up properly, which is great. We've got our system disk icon on the desktop, and I mean, yeah, you can see how similar that this looks to the classic Mac OS. I mean, it is almost identical, except for the fact that it's in full color. Isn't that exciting? I mean, that was a huge advantage that this thing had over the early versions of the Macintosh system software. But if you were a Macintosh user, I mean, you would feel right at home, especially since they call this interface the Finder. Of course, it doesn't say the Macintosh desktop experience in this About window, but this is version 1.2 of the Apple 2GS Finder from August 16th, 1988, and you got the authors' names and everything in here. One thing I do find really fascinating is I got this GSOS disc from the same person who I got the 2GS from. This was all sold together. So they had this disc the whole time and just were never able to use it on the 2GS. I find that really interesting. But yeah, I do want to go and try to find the settings because the mouse sensitivity is just like really low. I mean, I'm having to like move this thing a lot on the mouse pad here to move the pointer around. So it's been a while since I've used this. I think you go up to one of these menus. Yeah, preferences. Yes, I did use GSOS in an Apple 2GS emulator, I think around the time that I got this system, because I really wanted to try out this OS and, you know, obviously couldn't do it at the time. So I have messed around with this a little bit before. But it looks like that the preferences here, this just pertains to the Finder, I think? Because these are just like checkboxes for like nothing to do with the mouse or, you know, the keyboard or any other devices. So maybe it's somewhere else. Alright, well, I've been doing some more research and I have discovered a couple of things. First of all, this version of GSOS we've been taking a look at is, well, it's a much earlier version. And from what I can tell, it really seems to be made to where you could boot into it and put in another disk with some software on it and then just be able to load that. I don't really think you were meant to do a whole lot just from the actual system disk, which is pretty similar to how the original Macintosh is. I mean, yeah, there's a couple of like little widget applications like the calculator, and then you have the control panel, but we don't have any of those in that version of GSOS. However, much later versions like GSOS 6.0.1 that I've got here do have some additional things that I think would be cool to take a look at. So this is the version we're going to be exploring, but before we do that, I wanted to talk a little bit about how I actually got this floppy diskette made, because from what I've been able to find out online, there doesn't really seem to be a surefire way to make a GS or an Apple 2GS compatible diskette from a Windows system. However, there is this really cool piece of software called ADT Pro that I've been messing around with, and what this allows you to do is send disk image files over to the Apple 2GS by using a couple serial cables, and then write those disk images to floppy disks just from here. And you can use just regular 1.44 megabyte high density diskettes, which I obviously have a ton of. So yeah, it is really simple. The program is free, and that's what we're going to be doing in a minute here. I've already written this GSOS 6.0.1 diskette, but I've got a couple pieces of software that I'd like to try out on this computer as well. Now, to make this work, I did have to buy a couple of conversion cables. So this gray one here goes from the modem port on the back of the 2GS to this DB9 connector, and then this black one is an RS-232 USB adapter that plugs into our modern system. So these are all the files you get when you download ADT Pro. Since we're on Windows, we're going to run the batch file here, and it brings up this little interface. So there's actually a couple ways you can communicate with the Apple 2GS. Like I mentioned, we're doing serial, so we're just going to click on that, and you can see that it's already got everything configured properly. So it says connected, but you can mess with the serial configuration in here if it's not recognizing it. So to get this to boot into the ADT Pro software, we're going to go to Bootstrapping, ProDOS, and then Speedy Boot. And then we have to go to the Apple IIGS and type a couple commands, basically. Now, you don't need to have the 2GS booted from anything to make this work. However, you do have to configure the modem settings on this computer correctly for it to even be able to make this connection in the first place. And there is a guide, I believe, on the ADT Pro website that tells you how to do this. And I will have all of this linked down below. I've already got this set up. So from this screen, you have to hit the control key and then the power key on the keyboard at the same time. And then that kind of breaks us out of the startup sequence and then gives us a command line interface here. And the commands we have to type are just in this little message box that came up. They're on the left side there. So the first is going to be IN $2, and we'll hit return. And then we have to hit Control A 14B, which doesn't actually like show anything here in the command prompt, but when you hit return, there we go. So now we just press OK on the message box on our modern computer. And that will begin transmitting the ADT Pro software over serial to the Apple IIGS. It doesn't take very long. You can see it just finished up. And there is a little progress bar on our Windows system that lets us know that it's finished. And yeah, so from here, we can go in and format a diskette. You can see we also have configuration options. There's send and receive as well. We will be going into the receive menu in a minute, but we're going to go into format. And then we are going to pop in a 3.5-inch diskette. Now, you might be wondering why. I don't think I've mentioned it yet, but yeah, I've got the 3.5-inch diskette drive here taken apart because in true MJD fashion, something just had to go wrong. Although this time not really on camera. It was in between the last clip and this one. Apparently, the motor inside this thing just decided to stop working. So when you eject the disk, it doesn't actually come out, and you have to manually press the eject switch in there. And I just have the drive taken apart so I can do that a little bit easier. So yeah, we're going to pop in what I believe is a blank 3.5-inch diskette. And now we have to hit R to rescan. And the light on the drive is red there, so that's good. It should show up with a second. So there's RAM, and then there is our other drive. So we're going to press return on that. You can give it a volume name if you want. We'll just leave it at the default, and then yes, we are ready to format. And yeah, there's not really any like progress indicator while it's doing this, but the diskette drive, if you can see there, the light's on. It is definitely accessing the drive. So yeah, this all worked the first time when I did this diskette. Let's hope that continues here, because like I said, there are two pieces of software that I wanted to copy over here. I'm actually not sure if they're going to work on this 2GS because I got them from the Internet Archive, of course, a great resource for all this stuff, and they have these lovely emulators just built into the site where you can just try out the software in your web browser without having to download it and put it into your own emulator or on real hardware. And those emulators were using ROM version 03. So yeah, these pieces of software might require that, but we're going to find out. And now it's asking us to format another. I guess we could actually do that right now. Actually, you know what? We'll just come back into this menu because I don't want to have to remove this diskette and put it back in. So we'll just do that for now. And then now we're going to go over to the receive menu. And then that comes up with a file name entry thing, so you could just enter in the full file name of the diskette image if you knew it. I actually don't have these memorized because the file names are pretty long and I did not rename them. But what's cool is you can just hit return here with nothing entered, and it brings up this little file browser, and it goes into the ADT Pro directory where you ran the program from, which I just have in my downloads folder on my capture PC here. And then these are the two disk images right here. We've got Solitaire Royale from Spectrum Holobyte, and this Top Draw Styleware, which is kind of like a paint program from what I saw. So we're going to do Top Draw first, so we'll press return. It asks you where you want to write the image to. So again, there's our blank diskette that we just formatted, so we'll do that. And now it will retrieve and write all of the blocks to the diskette. And then the progress bar does show up again on the modern PC, so you could keep track of this whole process there as well. And we're finished, so we'll get out of that, and then I'm going to just eject the disk here, and then just hit the manual reset switch if I can actually reach that. And then let's get another blank diskette here. We'll put that in, and now we'll just do this whole process again with the other one. Alright, that's done. We got the diskette ejected. And so I'm just going to pop in the GSOS 6.0.1 disk, and we'll just quit out of ADT Pro here, and we'll just do a system restart. And yeah, here we are booting into a newer version of GSOS. Now, I did, spoiler alert, kind of go through this a little bit off camera, and one of the cool things about it is they did kind of embrace more of the Macintosh design style. I mean, you can see even this image here of the 2GS definitely is in that same style that the original Macintosh art was, which I think is pretty cool. And you'll see that in a couple places throughout the operating system. So here we are on the desktop, and the first thing I'm going to do is go into the control panels so that we can change the mouse tracking speed. So you can see in here, we got a few options. The mouse settings are under General, so we'll open that up. And we can change this from, oh, it's already on fast, look at that, so it retained that setting from when I changed it last time. Well, if that's information retained in the system battery, it's good to know that this one is still working. So, but yeah, I mean, you can see this is a, you know, a much more graphical setup than what we saw in the older version, where it was just that text menu with checkboxes. Speaking of the system battery, let's go to the time setting here and see if we can modify this. So it's currently set to June 3rd, 1936. Do you think we can go to the year 2026? Let's see here. Okay, so that is a valid entry. Today is what, August 18th? Wow, I actually got that right. It's the 18th of August. So we'll just hit, can we hit down here? Nope, up. So July, August 18th, 2026. And why don't we go and see just what else we can modify in here. So we got slots. So we can open this up, and it looks like this gives you settings for, you know, what is installed in each slot, so certainly useful. RAM. Now, we do have a RAM expansion card installed in here, which you might have been able to see before. Yeah, we can see the memory in use, available memory, RAM disk, and RAM cache settings. So yeah, we can also view the memory in the About window, I believe, and we'll open that in a moment. We've got printer ports, which we don't have a printer hooked up to this thing, but we'll just go in here anyways. So you can see, yeah, you can change priority, baud rate, line length, data/stop. Got a bunch of settings here. And then we can go into general, which is where we just were. Admittedly, I didn't really look around too much. I just saw the mouse setting, but what else can we change in here? Well, we can change the monitor and keyboard settings, translation, double click speed, system speed, cursor flash, and menu blinking. We are going to just leave that on 3 times because that just feels the most authentic to me. So yeah, that's the control panel. Like I mentioned, when we go into the about this Apple IIGS, it now does not say about the Finder, but I believe it still calls itself the Finder. Is it in here, or is it? No, just because it says System Software 6.0.1. You can see we have that Macintosh-esque icon here, and we get total memory, and yeah, there's Finder. So it still does call this the Finder, which I think is pretty neat. But yeah, this does look like the About window for some of the later versions of the Macintosh system software. As for what else we can do, we've got the edit menu, we've got the special menu, everything else is grayed out. This is where you, of course, go to shut down. I think preferences will... Oh, no, okay, so preferences, so this is like the... So that menu we saw before was just specifically like the Finder preferences. So we can modify some additional settings in here that pertain to that. And then edit, you know, if we had things selected, we can cut, copy, and paste. We can show the clipboard. And, you know, of course, we have nothing in there. We have our trash icon down here, and we have our system disk on the desktop, which we can browse in and, you know, go into system. You can also boot into ProDOS as well. That was the case on the older version of GSOS as well. So that allows backwards compatibility with original Apple II programs. But we are going to try out these two 2GS programs that we just wrote using ADT Pro. So I believe that these diskettes are bootable. I mean, they were on the Internet Archive emulator, assuming it was just booting directly off of this diskette and not from some other image first. But I do want to see what happens if we just put them in here and see if we can just run the software from here. So let's see if the old drag the disk icon to the trash allows us to eject it. Yes, it does. Again, I do have to just manually force this out here. And I've already lost track of which one of these is which, so we're gonna go with this one here, and we'll pop that in. And that is top draw, so we'll open that up. Okay, so we do have a system folder in here, so it might be better for us to just boot off of this on its own, but let's see if we can run like this. I think this is an executable file right here. And it is asking us for the system disk, so let me pop that back in. Okay, it looks like it has to load into ProDOS, and then now we need top draw again, so yeah, we'll just... Gosh, this is mildly annoying, but I mean, hey, it's good that the drive still actually works, because that would have been unfortunate. Alright, well, it looks to have loaded up successfully, and we've got a blank canvas opened up here. And we've got a kind of a different looking menu bar that it's loaded in, and looks like all we have under the Apple menu is the About information, so we'll bring that up. This is TopDraw version 0.98. That looks like the beta symbol, so yeah, I assume this is a beta version. 11/18/86 is the date, and then we have the two authors right there. So yeah, I mean, you know, it kind of gives me a little bit of a Mac Paint vibe, but everything is in full color now instead of just grayscale, which is all you could get on the original Macintosh. So that is super, super nice. So I guess we can just make some stuff here. We got a few like shape tools and things, so we'll just get like a circle here, and we'll do green, and we'll just draw that onto the canvas here. And I also, so there's actually like two icons down here. So we got the pencil, and then there's this bucket, which is currently under the none option. So we can just, I guess, click on, do you have to like click on the side of it, I guess? Like if you, yeah, so if you click on the left or the right side of the particular color block is, you know, going to determine which one will move. So let's see if we can just make another circle here. Okay, so yeah, so the bucket here controls like the inside of whatever shape, and then the pencil here is the outside. And then I guess this line here probably pertains to the pencil. So yeah, we have a much larger line there now. So yeah, there you go, a big old red and green circle. And we can just draw, like, I don't know, let's do some blue. Now, I'm assuming that that won't really take effect with, yeah, just with a simple line here is just going to be the pencil. So let's maybe move the pencil over to blue and just kind of write out like MJD here. So we'll do M, we'll do J, and we'll do D, which is not going to be super great here, just two in lines, but hey, you know, I think that actually works out kind of well. And we also got these patterns over here too. So we got like some hearts, we got some like smiley faces. So let's just maybe make like a line of that. Unfortunately, just doing it like that, you can't really see them. We probably have to get, this is probably meant for shape. So let's maybe just draw like a square here. And yeah, so you can see that a lot better. And yeah, I mean, look at all these patterns. This looks super cool. I mean, really. So yeah, I mean, I could have a lot of fun with this. I don't want to spend too long just, you know, drawing a bunch of nonsense. But, you know, I mean, you kind of get the gist of it here. It's a cool little paint program, or, you know, drawing program. And let's see about saving this. So let's go up to Save As. And I assume we could just save it to the current diskette. We have 473K out of 800K free, so we'll just save this as cool, and I guess it's just going to be in the top draw directory. So yeah, we'll hit save, and it is definitely right into the disk right now, so that's good. And yep, it looks to have saved. Let's just verify that by closing out of this, or maybe we can't because it's like the only thing on here. I think we can like, yeah, we can like make it sort of full screen there, I think is what that's doing, or it's at least getting rid of the like sidebar and everything. But yeah, just clicking on this here, this close button, doesn't actually close out of it, which is probably because it's the only thing open. Do you think there's other things on here, like maybe some sample files? Well, we've got clipboard cool, which is our R file, IBM, and system, which is just the folder. Is IBM like, I mean, is this a drawing file? Oh, wow, it is. Oh, look at that. It's like a storm raining over IBM, so which I guess was kind of Apple's thing back in the day, right? So that's actually kind of neat. So yeah, I did not draw this. This is far better than what I just drew. What was this, clipboard? I mean, that can't be something, is it? Yeah, I don't think that's I don't think that's anything that we can actually open up, because that just looks to have completely messed up the colors here. So yeah, can we kind of recover by just opening up our cool file again, or are we just gonna have to restart? Let's see. Oh yeah, okay, so we got that back. That's cool. So yeah, I think that is pretty much all I can say about Top Draw. Looks to be a pretty neat program. So let me go ahead and let's see if we can get back to the 2GS desktop on our system disk here without having to restart. So can we just quit out of this? And okay, that brings us to this menu, and we have an option to reboot the machine. But let's see if we just eject this. And then, you know, I guess we can actually try just to put in this is the Solitaire program. Let's see if this is just bootable, and if there's a start program on it. Cannot run, please try again. Okay, so let's just do a system restart and see if this is indeed bootable. Watch this be the one that's not actually bootable. Oh no, there we go. Welcome to the 2GS. So yeah, it's got a version of GSOS on here. Solitaire Royale by Spectrum Holobyte. I wonder if this is just regular Solitaire, or if this is like, well, I mean, I think Solitaire can refer to like a bunch of different versions of Solitaire. I'm used to the, whatever the basic one is. Okay, well, this is already a little bit different because we have like some cards up here already, like where the aces normally go. Is this just a new game? Oh yeah, I mean, Klondike is, I think, kind of like the basic. Oh, we got sound working too. Oh, that's cool. So it's slowly bringing in all the cards here. Alright, so let me play a little bit of Solitaire here. I guess, okay, well, you don't drag the cards, you probably just click on one and click on the other. So yeah, let's see how many moves that I don't recognize here and have people in the comments saying, you should move that card, because that always seems to happen. So yeah, I've never actually sat through, like, I've not played a whole game of Solitaire on this channel before. And yeah, they are doing the like 3-card style instead of, I just usually do like where you just, you know, draw one card from the top at a time. So we've got an 8. I don't really see anything here. We can work with that. Okay, we got an ace. That's good. We got another ace. We've got a 2 of diamonds. We have a 2 of hearts. We can move this over here. No, I don't want to do that. Move the 5. Oh, wait a minute. Can we not move that? Really? We can't select this? Oh, that's... Oh, okay, there you go. You just have to select, like, the bottom card. Okay, I was gonna say, that's definitely not how I normally play Solitaire. So we'll move the king. That gave us a jack. And... let's just do this up here. We have another jack, unfortunately not really useful for us at this time. We need a queen. There's one, but we need it to be black instead of red. We got a 7, we can move that here. Can move the 6, 5 and 4 over there. Move the 5 there. I'm just like narrating a game of Solitaire. I don't know how interesting this is. Okay, let's draw some more cards here. That doesn't seem to help us. Okay, we got an ace there. Oh, we can totally work with that. All right, move the ace over there. That gives us a 3. Oh, but that's a 3 of hearts and not diamonds, but we can put that there. Back to the 9, which is still not really useful for us. Oh, there's... oh, no. Oh, yeah, this can go here. And then we can put the jack here. Now we can use that 10, but we don't really have any space to put the king. So I guess we're going to have to loop back around. I think I am just going to try and finish this game now. I'm actually farther into this than I thought I was going to be. I don't think we can do much with the 8. I am looking out for a 2 of clubs as well. Oh, there's the ace of hearts. Okay, that's perfect. That opens up this for us. We can move, if I can move the mouse. There we go. Oh, there's the 3 of diamonds. Wonder how long that's been sitting there. 3 of hearts, 4 of hearts, 5 of hearts. That, we can move the king, queen, and jack over to there. That opens up an 8 for us. If we have a red 7 somewhere, that would be great. Okay, we can move the 4 of... Oh, we can actually move the 4 diamonds up here. Is that the right move right now? We'll see. Let's draw another 3. We got a 5. We can put that here. We cannot do anything with that queen. I don't really see any... I've gone through this stack a couple times. I don't really see any valid moves. However, I can move this 4... Oh! This card is not free. I have usually played Solitaire to where you can move cards out of here, and like I could move this 4 down to here and then move the 3, but I don't know if that's like a legal move, but that's how I've always done it. But we're not allowed to do that in here. Is there like a hint option in here? Like under help, start this game over, back up a move, peek into a pile, help about a pile. Click on a pile for more help. Okay, could we, I mean, is this going to give us a hint? Oh, that's just gonna like tell you like about what that is, I guess. So that's not really a hint thing. And under settings, what do we have? Messages, fast deal, left-handed sound effects. Okay, we can, looks like we got different decks. Desktop color, we'll have to mess around with that in a minute, but I want to see if I can actually get somewhere in this game. Yeah, I don't really see any more valid moves. I apologize if there is one that I just can't figure out at the moment. So I think we are kind of stuck here. But I am curious if we go into settings. Let's do desktop color. Can we change this like mid-game? Oh, it's just sliders. Okay, that's kind of cool. So yeah, we can just set, you know, whatever like RGB value we want. We could try and match this like with the border there. You know, that's probably gonna take a while, but yeah, I mean, let's just make it kind of a green, like felt kind of look, you know, like you'd have on a card table. I think that looks kind of nice. So I'll hit OK, and then can we change the deck? I'm assuming this is, yeah, the, you know, back of the deck here. So let's go with this one. Can we change this mid-game? Oh, we totally can. Oh, that's really cool. And yeah, it changes the design of the cards too. So yeah, that's fun. I'm definitely... Oh, and look at the like about text there in the Apple menu. That's pretty cool. And here's all the author information. Copyright 1989, version 1.0. And yeah, like I said earlier, you've got a bunch of different games in here as well that you can play, which is rather nice. So that is Solitaire Royale. I guess we'll close out of that. And let's see if this will bring us back to a desktop or just bring us to that, like, you have to load a new program thing. Oh, yeah, it literally just restarts it because there's nothing else to actually, you know, nothing else to actually load. Honestly, I think that is going to wrap it up for this video. This was a really fun look at my Apple IIGS. It was cool to actually be able to get GSOS running on this thing and check out some of this cool software. So yeah, now that I've got a newer ROM in here, I think it might open up some other video possibilities with this. I'd love to hear any video suggestions that you guys might have. Be sure to drop those down in the comments below. And while you're down there, be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Get subscribed if you really liked it. And maybe consider becoming a patron or a channel member to get early and sponsor-free access to these videos before anybody else. But either way, I just want to thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.